Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So today, my Facebook Live is inspired by a post a member made. I think it was yesterday. I was checking in on the group, just looking through posts. I tend to be a little inactive during the weekend, but I tend to look through posts once in a while. And I saw how she handled a bad review she got way back. Now, in her case, the customer actually changed the review, which was very exciting. But I commended her. I didn't say it, not yet. I tend, sometimes I may or may not respond during the weekends. It just depends. Yesterday I had some guests over, so it's very difficult for me to actually start texting. But I wanted to commend her on the way she handled that. The customer, the review, etc. I want to talk about that because I've always preached this and I want to talk about it today, as well as even shed some light on positive reviews that you probably won't even think about. So I want to talk about that. Now, if you are interested in hearing about my weight loss update, how much I lost this past week, and the details about that, you can hang out until the end of this call and I will go over that, okay? Good morning. Hello. I'm actually going to pull up the Facebook group right now so I can read this member's post. So you understand what I'm talking about. Good morning. Okay. Let it pull up. I'm going to take my my allergy medicine. Hold on. These things are so hard. Hold on. All right. Well, this looks like it's going nowhere fast. Katie, cool. I'm glad you're making my videos a morning habit. You know what I like about that? One, because you're joining me. The more people, the merrier. But also because people have told me this, that when they catch me in the mornings or their morning or whatever, regardless if it's live or not, it starts off their day right. It's a source of motivation. It's a source of, like, I'm your boss almost, like I'm holding you accountable, like you're ready for your day, you know? Jeez Louise. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Give me a second as I need to take my medicine and it's not popping out. It's like crazy. Okay, there it is. Anyway, let me look for that post so I can read it off to you in just a minute. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, perfect. So again, just in case you just joined me, today I'm going to go over how to handle bad reviews. This is a way you should handle bad reviews. It was inspired by a member who posted yesterday about a bad review she received a while ago, by the way, because she also posted about that and how she decided to handle it. And it was just like my soul sister, because this is how I tell people to handle these bad reviews. Sometimes it's difficult to handle it the way I want to teach you, in the way that this member did, Jennifer, because you take it so personally, what have you. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about how to handle positive reviews. I know you might be like, what is there to handle? It's positive. You'll see in a moment, okay? Okay, this medicine is really against me today. I took a leaf out of your book and tried to start my day super early today. Ah, cool, interesting. I will tell you that I've been waking up 6:15 every day. However, well, I'll tell you more about it during the latter half of this Facebook Live, because it's part of my weight loss journey as well. But even for the productivity part, I decided to wake up a little bit later because it is still very dark outside. As you know, during the spring and summer months, the really, early times, it's still dark outside. And during the winter months, it's become, it's lighter outside. So I get scared. That's simply what it is. But more about that toward the end of this Facebook Live. Hold on, let me try to open my allergy medicine. The reason why I'm really fussing with this allergy medicine is because if I don't take it and I forget to, I could be a mess later on. I could be, and I don't play that game. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and read Jennifer's post. I'm going to read it. And then we're going to talk about how she handled the bad review and how I suggest people handle it as well. Pretty much how she handled it, but giving you some more insight. Okay, good morning, Sarah. So Jennifer posted yesterday. By the way, if you're in the group for a while, you may have seen Jennifer's previous post regarding the same exact customer. Hey, good morning. So she said, so I have a success story to share today. As many of you know, I recently made some changes to my shop after receiving 2 reviews that were less than 5 stars. One of the reviews was a 4-star, and the lady said that she couldn't tie her head wrap, and that the tutorial was too fast. I immediately got to work and made a new, slower, more detailed tutorial for her and sent her a link to it. I told her that she was still having trouble tying the wrap after watching the new tutorial to please contact me. And she put in parentheses, I plan to refund her if she was still unhappy. So, well, that was maybe mid-March. Obviously, it was a while ago. And I didn't hear back from her until today, which was yesterday. She actually updated her review to a 5-star with a pic of her baby girl wearing a beautiful tied head wrap. She also told me that she loved the new changes to the shop and planned to buy more head wraps in the future. I know we can't always make every customer happy, but I do love it when I could help a customer out like this. So, good morning, Jennifer. I was just talking about you and your post, so welcome. Again, I'm talking about how you handle bad reviews and how do you even handle the good ones. So let's talk about this review that Jennifer had. Here's what I always say, okay? When you have a bad review, listen up. When you have a bad review, it's important, yes, to bitch and complain about it because you're taking it personally, okay? Taking it personally. A lot of us do. But also realize it's not personal attack. It's for your business. It's against your business. But it feels personal because you're the one running the business. Okay, and you're the one answering the convos, and you're the one reading the reviews, so it feels personal. Acknowledge the fact that it's not really personal, it's against your business and your business ways, okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is acknowledge the fact that this bad review, imagine they didn't put an actual review in. So maybe it didn't hurt as bad, maybe they just messaged you, or whatever. What they're actually telling you guys, okay, is some things that we tend to pay for, some things that we tend to wonder, how do we get these kind of answers from customers, right? And even though some of the answers are simple, this is one of the ways. This is giving you direct feedback about your product, maybe not in the most beautiful light, okay? It's not like you wrote an email to all your customers and said, hey, I would like some feedback. What would you wish I would carry? How would I improve my product? Etc., etc. Hey, good morning. You didn't put it in that manner. They gave you feedback, kind of unsolicited. You know, you didn't ask for the feedback, but they had the option to review. What I want people to do, what I want all you to do, people are live on this call, people that are watching this on the replay, I want you to think about the last bad review that you received. And this applies to Etsy, this applies to Amazon, wherever, okay? And if you can't think of it now, it's fine. But just know for the future, when you have a bad review, it's important to, yes, bitch and complain, and then, you know, just to get out of your system, and then when you come back to it, say, imagine the customer was right. I want you to imagine for a second the customer was right. How could you change what was wrong to make it better for the future customer? Because I will tell you this, where there's one complaint, there are probably many, but they don't actually write reviews. Hey, good morning. So what you're essentially getting is direct feedback from a customer who had the I don't want to use this word, but had the guts to tell you what was wrong, right? And yes, they put a score on your shop, your feedback, but it's essential that we take that bad feedback or that less than stellar feedback and learn from it, okay? And I myself have had, less than 5-star reviews, and I have done my best to take what I learned from it and implement it, right? And even if that implementation takes several weeks, as long as you're working toward it. In Jennifer's case, she was able to implement it fairly quickly over a couple of weeks, right? With a new tutorial, whatever. And maybe even immediately. I don't know the time frame. But I remember there was one, and I could tell you many reviews, but I remember there was one review where she stated that it took too long from the purchase date to the proofs to actually getting the items. And I'll tell you something, that was when I was working at Macy's full time. I was doing my job, doing my job there, my business at home. And for some reason, that week worked out weird in the sense that, when she made her order, I had a late night shift. So I was not able to come home and send her a proof. I sent her the proof the next time I was able to, okay, which was probably within 24, 48 hours, which is a little far for me, but nonetheless, I did it. And then by the time she wanted to change another color, okay, it took me like another day and a half maybe to send her another proof because of my shift. My shifts weren't all mornings in retail. It was night, morning, night, and just the way it worked out that week, I was unable to get it to her in a timely manner for myself. And then by the time you knew it, it shipped, and that's when she complained. I'll tell you something. It was right around that time when I decided to resign. I resigned, if you don't know my story, because of a fortune cookie. I know what you're thinking. Risky, right? But I had a lot of things in place by then. But the fortune cookie made me decide to go, I know this is weird, to go into my boss and resign finally that day. I just felt right. But it was either a day before or the day before that was when I got that review from that customer, and I realized my business is picking up and I can't keep up with demand if I have this full-time job. And I'm already making good money, so it's not like I'm not making hardly any money and I still can't keep up with demand. That's different. So that's one thing. I took it, and it's about my turnaround time, so obviously I dedicated more time to my business after that. Another thing was when people received art prints, right, signs, whatever I made, one lady complained, well, maybe a couple, but one lady I remember complained about how she thought it was framed. And she's very disappointed. She actually ended up changing her, I think, 2-star review or 3-star review to a 5-star review. And I actually didn't expect that, but I explained to her that it was in the description or whatever, or something like that. It wasn't as prominent, but it was there. So after that, my husband kind of, I'll be honest, and I know you guys do this as well, so I'm not ashamed to say this. My husband kind of cursed her out. He's like, "What the hell does she think? Does she think that she's getting a frame for this type of money, whatever?" But after I cooled down, I had to learn from it. And what I learned from it was I changed a lot about my listing to make it much more evident. Do people still miss the fact that signs are unframed? Absolutely, absolutely. But I decided to take and learn from it. So the point of this Facebook Live is, how do you take bad reviews and learn from it? And if you are the type of person that says, "Oh no, she's just a crazy customer, I can't learn from it. Oh, there's always crazies out there," or you're making excuses for not taking advice or not learning from it. If you right now listening to this and you're like, "I do make excuses. I do say, oh, that customer's crazy," or I do say, "Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about," or I do say, "I put it in the description, she should know better," then you're making excuses and you're not listening to what I'm saying. Because while I did have the unframed verbiage in my description, I forgot where I had it, I had somewhere, I decided to still improve on it and say, if she's missing it, then other customers may be missing it. And they may not be giving me reviews, but they may be unsatisfied and they don't come back to purchase, okay? Sometimes we don't know when somebody's unsatisfied because they don't say anything. Sometimes people are too embarrassed to, believe it or not, okay? Some people are too embarrassed to, and you may have potentially lost quite a bit of repeat customers because you did not take feedback well. Universe was giving you a sign in that cookie. I absolutely think so. I still actually have, I showed it to you a long, long time ago, Facebook Live, like probably a couple years ago. I still have that fortune cookie paper. It's taped to my Mac desktop. Anyway, so first of all, there's 45 people on this call. I don't want everybody to answer, but I want some people to answer. Mm-hmm. Are you the person that makes excuses? Or do you try to learn from your bad reviews? And if you're kind of in between, say it. Don't be ashamed. Say it, acknowledge it. I'm not here to scorn you. Maybe I am. But I'm doing it in a positive way, like, hey, I'm trying to help you become better. But acknowledging it is important. So I want you to tell me now, do you make excuses? And be honest. Because I used to a long time ago make excuses, but now I really try my best to learn from them. So which one are you? And if you're kind of in between, say you're a little bit of both. And if you want to explain why, go ahead. Hey, Sarah, I had someone complained because she thought I was making a birthday banner and shipping it to her, even though it says multiple times it's an instant download file. It's in the title and the top of the description. In the title and top of the description. Got it. Not sure how to make it more clear. I love that question, Sarah, because sometimes you don't want to make excuses, but you're like, damn, she has a bad review, but I really don't know how to help this bad review. I really don't know how to remedy the situation. In Sarah's case, she doesn't know, right? And just for the record, if you have a bad review, please share it with the group so you can see. So first, well, we could all say, don't worry, it's going to be okay, right? To make you feel better. But also so we could give you feedback, right? And in your case, Sarah, I immediately think about how do you have, okay, hold on. Here's your listing photo. Imagine here's your listing photo. What if you have a little graphic up here that says instant download or printable file, right? Or something. Now, this is just one idea. There could be many. I don't know. But, yeah, so I'm just thinking that if it's instant download, you could have that little graphic on your first photo. That's just an idea. But again, if you're like Sarah, where genuinely you don't know how to fix a bad review, or not even fix it. Let's say she keeps her bad review to a 1 star. How to learn from it? Then by all means, ask the group. Ask the group. We're all informed. It's not just me. A lot of us are very, very smart, and we all have different brains. So we could think like a customer and say, hey, this is what I recommend. So if you are one of those people that gets stuck, you don't necessarily trying to be negative about the bad review or whatever, you try to look for the positive, but you can't find something from it. What have you done? Sarah, for example, or anybody else. If you get that once, if you get that twice, there's probably more people where that came from. So what are you going to do? Let's say what you're going to do is maybe put the graphic says printable file. But if you did not think of that, what else are you going to do? You should reach out to your, to your family here in this group and say, what can I do? That itself, reaching out to other people to get second advice on how you should make it more clear, is actually you taking the feedback and trying to learn from it. You're trying to, even though you may feel like there's nothing you could do. It's always important to do that, and that itself will show that at least you're trying to work with it. If you see people commenting saying, "Oh, that customer's crazy," maybe we're trying to vent a little bit, fine. But really, if there's no constructive criticism, stay away from that type of comment. That's neither here nor there. I mean, yeah, there may be once in a blue a customer you can't make happy. We understand that. But I want you to also realize that we can always improve our business. We, we're all small businesses. We don't have the money and the resources as bigger businesses do. So sometimes our processes or our methods or, whatever, are a little amateur. So we have to understand that sometimes we can improve our businesses. Even larger companies can improve their businesses, okay? So think about that. All right, so Melissa says, definitely learn every time. Awesome. Nicola says, I learn. Perfect. Becca says, I even told customers, thank you for pointing that out. I love that, Becca. Here's another, love it. You just reminded me. I reach out to the customer usually and try to remedy the situation, et cetera, et cetera. I give them a verbiage that pretty much says, I try to remedy the situation. I also tell them that I hope that the 3-star review, 2-star review does not reflect my customer service because I strive for 5 stars. And that helps them decide to change it usually because they feel like I provided great service after they had a funky product that they didn't like. Meaning I try to replace the product, whatever. So that tends to work. However, sometimes I say thank you for your feedback. I even say it if I have to respond to a bad review. I appreciate your feedback. One, you're not responding to the customer. You're responding to the customer for other customers to see. Okay? So thanking them for their feedback, looking professional is really important. Okay? Sue says, bad reviews always hurt. Yes, they do. But I really tried to spin it into a positive and win customer back. First of all, I'm so impressed, and it's okay if you're not like this. It's okay, just state it, and we'll help you work toward being more positive. I'm so impressed with the amount of people so far that have said, no, I learned from bad reviews. I tried to. And I encourage you going forward that if you get one, even if you already know the solution, if you're like, you know what, my quality does suck. I'm going to start using this better thread or this better or whatever. I don't hesitate to share it with our group. and share the solution. Not only should you share your bad reviews with the group to get advice, but share it when you feel like you have a solution and how you handled it. You know, sometimes we would use groups like this for people to respond back so we can get knowledge. However, don't fail to show people if you had success with something. I see that here and there, but also with bad reviews, like, hey, I did this is what happened, like Jennifer did. She said, this is what happened, this is how I handled it, this is why I messaged her. Like, really walk us through it, because we can learn from it. We all could learn from it, Maggie says, I learned from it. Fixing the issue helps you overall. First of all, again, I'm so proud of this group. I'm proud that that you are taking that step. And for those of you who are being quiet, because there's 45 people on this call, and of course I know 45 people did not message right now. Yes, I'm talking to you, the one that's being quiet. If you don't want to respond, that's fine. If you're shy, that's fine, but don't be shy. If you're one of the people that really take it to heart and curse them out and then go to sleep and then, whatever, then say that so that we can help you move forward, because not only will it make you feel better, but also I'm helping you in your business, Laura says, like you, I've had bad reviews, but tried to learn. It's hard, especially on Amazon. Yeah, so, that is a little different, but I'm not going to make excuses for it. The Amazon customer is quite different. And I try to remember not to treat them differently, but their expectations and all that stuff are fairly different. So yes, it is, it is much more different on Amazon. I agree, but certainly you should learn from it. Absolutely. Michelle, a healthy mix of both. Okay, there are some people you could learn from, and others that no matter what you do, they're going to be unhappy. Those I've learned to just move on from. Well, learning doesn't mean just also changing their mind about the review, but even if they're still unhappy, do you learn from the review? You tried your best to make them happy, because that's part of customer service, but from learning from the experience and growing your business, have you learned from it even if Sally was still unhappy? And that's what I'm looking for, okay? Amber says both. I will fuss about the customer, but if I could fix it, I do. But sometimes it's just the customer. In a review, she said it was just fabric glued to wood. Yeah, it's a paper decoupage, which is written in my description. I know. Sometimes it's, if that is your process, if that is the only way, like I'm sure people have said, probably not in a review, I don't think I've seen a review like this, but maybe in Amazon, where it's just like, she just printed with a basic printer on paper. It's like, what? I did more than that. And it's a very high quality, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I know, but it's still important to not immediately go to the negative. It's important to say, okay, what can I learn from this? And try your best. Even if, like for me, some people complain that they thought they were going to get, what is it called? Engraved or embossed. And I don't do that process, nor am I interested in doing that process right now. Now, does this mean that I should be? Yes, because customers want this, right? And I'm a business, so I'm trying to look forward to expanding. If I said to myself, no, I want to specialize in flat printing, then fine, I choose not to do that. That's fine. But how can I make it more clear in the listing that it's not embossed? So I've still tried to learn, even though I don't want to make those changes. Even though, it is paper decoupage, right? And that's how your process is, and this is how you're supposed to make it, so you can't change it. I still want you to take it and try to, understand why she felt that way. Was it possible that, the way it was done, the quality, did it look a little bit messy? Like, you have to think about that. And, you know what I'm saying? So, okay. Nicole says, I just hate when they threaten to give bad reviews unless they get additional discount. Yeah, those I don't play around with. I don't have customers usually like that, so I can't speak from experience. But I don't usually have customers like that. But I don't tolerate that. Okay, let's see. Whew, excuse me. Kind of in between. I'm always learning how to improve. But I'm glad that you guys are speaking out, especially if you're the people that are kind of in between. Because it's important to acknowledge the fact that sometimes you complain. Sometimes you don't have really good moments with your bad reviews, but hopefully you remember this Facebook Live and try to learn from it. Megan says, I totally take them to heart. I hate the sinking feeling a customer is unhappy, regardless if the complaint is ridiculous. Yeah, definitely a reflector here. I just have to pull myself together and get my head level before replying and thinking about yes. I also recommend that. I also recommend that if you are going to reply to them, I would wait several hours. I know that sounds crazy because you're like, I need to tell them immediately that, I'm sorry and this is what happened. But I recommend waiting several hours, especially if you're a person that gets upset really quickly and don't really, put together a professional response. If you really need help, I recommend asking the group, this is what the person said. How do I write back a very professional response? A lot of us are really good at that. I think I'm fantastic at that. So I want you to think about the way you respond, taking the time to breathe before you do so you don't let your anger out. I have seen responses to things that look good on the outside, but essentially it's very short with the customer and very to the point. There was no... it was very matter of fact, and other people were cheering this response on. And I remember one member, it wasn't in our group, another group, that was like, I don't know why everybody thinks this response is okay. It's very matter of fact. It's very like, what is it? It's very cold, the response. Even though it's professional, it's very cold. So also remember that it's not just about being professional, it's about being warm. These are people, you're a person, you really want them to be happy. So just stating the facts is not okay. Something about, I'm really, really sorry that you felt, that you wasted your money on this. So just trying to connect with them as a human, I think, is important. Gemma says, I did, but after a customer complained about how long it took to ship on Amazon, I think handmade on Amazon hasn't made it clear that we are different to Amazon normal. However, I'm not big enough business I need to hold more ready-made products. Okay. So I have left Amazon until I'm able to give the customer what they expect when they order from Amazon. That's interesting because on Amazon I find that they do a better job about turnaround times, meaning they're able to see the turnaround times very clearly before they add it to the cart. They still may overlook it, obviously. But yes, customers on Amazon tend to expect it fairly quickly. They could obviously track their package. Excuse me. Fairly easily. But if and this is not just for you, it's for anybody else, if your type of product, your competitors are doing it faster than you, then yes, you have a problem. One, you're on Amazon, people already expect it quickly. And two, most of the competitors offer it quicker than you, then you have a problem. Okay, so I like that you stepped off for a second to see how you could figure out how you could fill their needs better. I like that. Hi, Tracy. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. This is live, but I can't seem to get it working. Get what working? You might have to restart, Tracy. I'm not sure if you could see this right now. Sarah says she ordered it over a month ago and wants a refund, but my policy says I do not offer refunds on instant downloads, so she is mad. Yeah, so, it's, instant downloads, Etsy's also against giving refunds for obvious reasons. I wonder, and I don't know the full story, Sarah, forgive me if you already told me, but what was the issue? First of all, it was over a month ago, so that's crazy. Did she download it as well? If she downloaded it, if she didn't download it, maybe. If she did download it, then tough luck. But what was the issue? Why does she want a refund? Is it because she never ended up using it? Then no go. Sometimes you will have unhappy customers, right? Now, you could be the business owner that still chooses to refund because technically speaking and this is technically, okay, you don't have to do this, but technically speaking in an instant download business, you won't have that many people refunding. So if you just refund one or two, in the next 6 months, is it going to really hurt you? Maybe not, but that's up to you. I think for myself, I would still stand by no refund policy depending on the situation. But if she was really unable to open the file because she realized she doesn't have Adobe Acrobat and cannot download it, or blah, 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 then, maybe helping her with the file would be right for you. Okay? Trina says, if you have a variation available, make a required, make a required option with the same choice. Choice 1, print only with no frame. Choice 2, no frame, print only. I love that. I've seen people doing that. I do like that. I actually have on my to-do list that, I know it's crazy, but I have on my to-do list that, and this is not a complaint I get often. I get a question often. Before they place the order, does this come framed? And it's like on a $4 print. And I'm like, and it's a 4x6 print, right? It's $4. I'm like, you want a frame for $4? Like, what? But it's a legitimate question. I get it asked often. So I have on my to-do list that my assistant will be changing soon. Will be doing this soon for me. She'll be going through all my variations for all my signs and putting in where they're allowed to pick 8x10, 11 by whatever, the sizes. Next to it, she's actually going to put unframed. So everybody knows you're getting an unframed item. And we're going to do a few more changes because we always get that question. We don't get complaints, we get questions. And if people are asking you questions, then it's important to understand that it's not very clear in your listing for whatever reason. Okay? Hug Your Haters was a game changer for me. A great recommendation, Bex, because I read a book. Actually behind me, I'm sure. Where is it? Okay, I just turned my back and it kind of hurt. Hold on. I really need to stretch. The cover of the book has gone away. This is called Hug Your People. This is if you are, if you manage people, right? If you're a business owner who manages people. And the other one with this from the same author, wherever it went. Oh, there it is. Again, the book cover has gone away. Is Hug Your Customers. This is a really great book. Highly recommend it. I like Hug Your Haters because it feels like it's the same idea. So, great recommendation. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Any feedback is good. I'd rather have a client tell me if they were unhappy, not say anything at all. Yes. And I love that. I love that, Anne-Marie. How else would we know how to improve our shops? Because there's some shop owners out there, they feel like they don't need to improve, or they can improve because they're already really good. Or they're already really good for what they have going on. It's not how we run business, guys. Not everybody can just roll up and start a business, right? Obviously, it takes quite a person to do so. And you know, even though I didn't start out the person I am today, I'm learning to become one. You know, this type of person. So I focus on quality rather than finishing a sale. So I take my time with my customer. Awesome. And being part of this group makes me feel better that I am not the only one that deals with these customer issues. I don't take it as personally now. Amazing. I love it. Teresa says, I had a 4-star 2 weeks ago from a repeat buyer. She rushed to buy something and didn't check the size. I offered full refund, which she was happy with, then left a review as she couldn't afford to send it back to me. Wow. I mean, you know, Teresa, that I commend you on, because most people don't accept returns when it comes to things that are not being returned. However, I could see why you did so. I've done it, I think, once with a customer. I tell them not to send it back because it's a personalized item. What the hell am I going to do with it? So they feel really good about my business. And I like that you make that decision, Teresa, because most people won't. And sometimes it's okay to go against what most people say if you feel like it's right. Okay? Sarah says, I know bad reviews are hard on us sometimes. I try to take it as a learning curve. Instead of putting myself down, I try to do better and improve. Sometimes I thank a specific person for pointing out whatever they're unhappy with. Perfect. Becca says, anyone have a better way of saying thank you for your feedback? I personally find that annoying and take it too mean. Thanks for the complaint, but we're not changing anything. You know what's funny? I say thank you so much for your feedback, but in that lingo, in my message, I also talk about ways that I want to improve. So it's not just a blatant thank you for your feedback, blah, blah, blah. I also say, and I can't think of an instance right now, but I've said it before, where I talk about what I will look forward to doing or changing after researching the stuff to improve my business. Once again, thank you so much for your feedback. I always look to, you know, improving my shop. So I really kind of take it a step further besides just saying thank you for your feedback. I take it a step further. So I'm not sure if that helps. Marlena says, I had a customer comment that was somehow a complaint and I had no clue that it could happen. Chain super tangled inside of a gift box. Oh, so I gave her my tips on how to untangle the chain. And since then, where is it? And since then I'm taping the chain to prevent this from happening. Love it. I thought of Dahlia then because I thought, how many have had this issue and nobody said a thing? So I did learn from it. Perfect. First of all, I love that you tape it down because, yeah, it could get tangled. And I love that you thought, how many people else have had this and just took care of the issue? And maybe they didn't think of it as a bad thing, they just took care of the issue, but of course you wanted to come presentable to them. So I love that you thought of something. Kill them with kindness. Love that, Melissa. I absolutely agree. Yes, Paula says, I kill them with kindness as well. I've made a lot of improvements through reviews. If someone had been kind enough to buy from me in the first place, they deserve the respect for me to listen. Wow, great way to look at it, Paula. I love that. First of all, really great feedback here. I love everything I'm reading. There has been nobody out here out of the 50 people that have said, nope, I'm a person that does not. And be honest with yourself. Is anybody here? I want to see one person that says, I'm the person that complains about my bad reviews and bitches to my husband or wife about it, and then move on, and that's it. Meaning you don't take it and learn from it. Is anybody here like that? And I'm not trying to call you out in a bad way, but I want to see how we could help you. Essentially, it's just trying to help you. Okay? Okay. Okay, where'd it go? After 2 reviews I mentioned, I added a pic of multiple ties to my listing that has text telling about the tutorials. I also received an awesome suggestion from this group to add tied or folded as a variation. Awesome. As an extra way of saying, hey, these are wraps. Cool. Also added illustration step-by-step instructions in the shipments. Amazing. Okay, really, really great feedback here. I then tell them what changes I've had made because of their feedback, just to let them know that I have listened. I think that's also really unique and great, Paula. I think it's taken it a step further, and I think that's really nice. I think that is really nice. Okay, so I know there's a few more comments here, and somebody mentioned postal issues, which I think there's plenty of advice on postal issues, but when things literally get lost in the mail, like it shows it has not been delivered, it's been like in limbo for a couple weeks, and you're like, it's not getting anywhere. There's ways to file a report, and sometimes it ends up getting to the customer. However, sometimes I do tell the customer that it may be delayed from the area that it's in right now, or what have you. I filed this report, so it should hopefully nudge it and be on its way soon. I think up to 2 weeks or so, if it's in the US, is when I decide, okay, it's time to replace or refund. Is there any, for me, this is how I handle it. I'm okay to part with some money if it means customer did not get their product, because while it's not my fault, it's the USPS fault, I understand I still did get the product to the customer. It's certainly not her fault, so she shouldn't lose out. It was my choice to use this postal carrier, and it just didn't work out. And I have, if you're in business for a little while and you're doing decent things in there, you know that there has to be some money held for these odd situations, Buffy, or anybody else that, when it, I think my assistant's gonna be coming soon anyway, but when it comes to packages getting lost and damage and things like that, it will happen. That's how I handle it. But if you want better advice or different advice, definitely post it in the group. Amanda says, off topic, but can you mail an item with the post office not put where it was mailed from? Like a return address? I don't know. I always print out my labels from, Etsy and PayPal and Amazon, so they always have return address, so I don't know. Okay, guys, I have to wrap this up. I have 10 minutes before my assistant walks through the door. But before I wrap this up, I will say that the same goes for positive reviews. When you look at positive reviews, understand that those are the things that your buyers care about the most. So when they talk about, wow, it is fast shipping, you see that often, or, just as pictured, or whatever they're saying, understand that your buyers care about that. So don't lose that uniqueness about you. My buyers, there's a few things that they care about, but one of them that they mention all the time is fast shipping. They absolutely love my turnaround time. They love to get it quickly. It's important to my target customer that fast shipping. that they get it fast. So look at your positive reviews as a way to also learn, saying what's important to my target customer. I go over this much more deeply in my target market webinar, for example, but learning from our positive reviews is also important. Now, for those of you who joined me up until this far, thank you so much for joining me. I'm now going to talk about my weight loss update. So if you have no desire to hear about how much pounds I lost in the last week, what I did to achieve it, etc., you may leave now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Just a reminder that Thursday and Friday I won't be here. I'll be flying to New York, upstate New York, because of my sister-in-law's baby shower. I will be posting on Instagram stories, so if you want to see what I'm up to over there, that's cool, go ahead. And then that's that. So let's talk about my weight loss journey. Again, if you're still here, then I'm about to talk about weight loss and what I've been doing. The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because we're all humans, and we're all, we all eat, right? And we all, you know what I'm saying? So we may or may not experience times where we need to make, eat healthier, or maybe go on a weight loss journey, or maybe not. There was a time back in the day where I was dying to gain weight. I know that's crazy, but I was a little stick. Obviously times have changed, and now that I sit most of the day, right, I'm talking about this because I feel like a lot of us don't, because of our job, we don't move as much. Now, do you possibly move after work? Yes, I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm saying just in case you're interested, here's what's going on. Now, I don't tell you exactly how much I weigh. That I won't do. But I will tell you how much I lost. So, the first week I've done it, way back, right? The first week, this is my second week I've accomplished. The first week I've done it was 3.5 pounds. And that was very, very exciting. Okay? Super exciting for me. Now, I weighed myself this morning. And I'm excited to say, okay, that I have lost an additional 3.5 pounds. Yay! So let me explain a couple things. When I first lost the first 3.5 pounds, I thought, okay, maybe a fluke, because when I used to diet before, I used to lose 2.5 each week, and so I expected that to be the norm. And when I lost the 3.5, I was like, maybe it was just a lot of water weight or something. So I was like, no problem. I won't expect that much the second week. But now I was capable of doing it the second week. I expect to continue losing 3.5, okay? And I've been doing the same thing week to week. I change up my my foods here and there, but it's pretty much the same type of ingredients over and over again. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. Thank you. I'm very excited because at this rate, I'll meet my goal before I head to New York in May. Like right when I head to New York in May, that'll be my last weighing to reach my goal. I'm trying to lose about 30 pounds in total. And the best part about that is I can eat whatever I want there, then, And of course, I'm still going to continue exercising and walking, but just so you know. So I want to say that I'm not doing anything crazy, anything spectacular. So just in case you're wondering what I've been doing, let me just explain to you quickly before I have to get back to work. I've been drinking nothing but water, or this is like a lemon ginger water, so it's really just water. Nothing but water, and then at night I drink tea. Tea, I don't put sugar in it. I just put this 5-calorie sweetener, agave sweetener. It's a low-calorie one. It's much more liquidy than regular agave, so it's only 5 calories. I do it not to sweeten it. I do it just to kind of neutralize the bitterness, if that makes sense, of the tea. Okay. Don't do that, girl. Take the plus. If it's 2.5, be happy. 3.5, do the Irish jig. Yeah, so I would not mind if it was 2.5, but now that it's the second week of 3.5, I'll be honest with you, kind of expect it going forward, especially with the way I'm doing things. Especially if I don't have like a couple of cheat days or a couple of cheat meals, and I still expect 3.5. I've been doing really good. So my assistant's about to walk in. Let me make sure my door is unlocked. How about that? Because I think she knows what to do when she first starts and walks in. Let me make sure. Yes, it's unlocked, so she'll probably just walk in. So anyway, so only water, only tea with pretty much no sugar. And then for meals, I've been doing oatmeal with fruit. Okay, that's breakfast. Another breakfast is if I'm in a hurry or something, I will drink a smoothie with spinach, with a banana and berries. Okay, so that's that. And that may also be a snack maybe during the day. A snack that I absolutely love is my Greek yogurt, my berries, and a granola that I made myself. I took oatmeal and not the instant in the little packets, not like that, the regular oatmeal, the 1 minute oatmeal, so it's chopped up, and I toasted it with cinnamon and a little bit of my agave 5 calorie sweetener to clump it up a little bit, and I toasted it so it feels and looks like granola, you know. What brand is agave sweetener? Nancy, do you follow me on Instagram? If you do, I will post it a little later today, so you'll see it on Instagram stories. I don't know off the top of my head, but I will post it later on today if you follow me on Instagram. So watch out for my Instagram stories. I will post it today for people that are interested. Okay, you do. So I will post it today for her and for everybody else to see which one I use. I'll probably post it regularly, like a couple times a week, each week, so you guys could see it, just in case you're missing it. So I have done those foods. I have my little parfait, if you will. For lunch and dinner, I'll have, a lot of times it's lean proteins, very small portions, like I said, nothing fancy. As far as, you know, the type of diet I'm doing, little to no carbs, and except like fruits and stuff are fine, but like I'm staying away from breads, rices, and pastas, and a lot more veggies during my meal. So a lot of times my meals are composed of chicken and veggies of some sort, you know, something like that. So, and I've been successful at finding recipes online and, you know, different things to really change it up. I'm still having chicken, I'm still having veggies type of stuff, but different types of veggies and different types of marinades on chicken, and you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't feel like I'm eating the same thing over and over again. Yeah, the granola, I feel like I invented it, but I'm sure somebody else has probably thought of it. It's much healthier for you because obviously it's oatmeal, and it tastes freaking amazing, like if it was granola, and obviously a lot healthier. So that's that. And then if I really want some chocolate or something, I try to stay away from it. I try to eat a grapefruit. For some reason, the acidity in the grapefruit, the flavor of it, it just curbs my hunger for something at night. And or tea. If I just have if I'm consuming something, I feel like I don't need it then. So that has helped me. And again, my meals will differ. And if you follow me on Instagram stories, you'll see the meals I've been posting on Instagram stories. And sure, a few times I forgot to post some things, but I'll be much more conscious, as I'm sure not everybody wants to see just what I'm eating. I do post other things throughout the day, but just so you know, in between those things, there will be meals of what I'm eating. Sometimes I post my morning walks, my afternoon walks, and that's another thing. I've been walking, at my phone, I'm using my phone right here, but I believe it's like a mile and a half in the morning, and a mile and a half at night, around my lake. Not at night, in the afternoon. And that, me just walking in the morning is cool, but somehow I said, you know what? I'm in the mood to walk in the afternoon, and obviously it's jump-starting my, my weight loss journey. I don't mind it. I actually enjoy it. I listen to my audiobooks I've been getting back into. I've already finished a book and a half, so I'm probably doing like a book a week or something, so give or take. So I am doing light exercise, and it's mostly just the diet, you know. And of course, there's a lot of different variations of what I can eat. I also have sweet potatoes always with me, so if I have nothing to eat, because my husband has this like really elaborate dinner, and I'm like, you know, I can't eat the rice, I can't eat whatever. I take a sweet potato, I take out some chicken out of the freezer, I thaw it out, obviously, and if it's pre-cooked, then I just sprinkle it on top of my sweet potato with salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have like a little mini meal there. So I always have backups just in case I can't eat what my family's eating, or I make it healthier. The other day, I had look at chicken left over. I'm like, okay, this is just chicken, what's supposed to do with it? And then I had a can of, I think, red kidney beans, really, really healthy for you. I only took some of it. I washed it, took some of it, and I tossed it in garlic and chicken and on a frying pan. I didn't even need any oil because the juices of the kidney beans were fine. and it was delicious. And I had it on the side of a sweet potato. It was amazing. Okay. Radish sliced and salsa verde is crunchy and lovely for a light snack. Cool. Yeah, there's always different things that I'm trying to try. However, what I've been doing for this past week is similar to what I've been doing the week before, except that I added smoothies this past week and has not changed my diet in a bad way. I still lost 3.5 pounds. So I would say success, for that. I'm trying to think of anything else I've done. Just in case you were wondering, I posted it on my Instagram stories, and I have not made a new batch yet. So when I do, which probably won't be this week because I'll probably finish this batch by the time I leave to my trip, and when I get back I'll make a new batch. But I put a big jug of water, I put slices of lemons, grated ginger, mint, I have fresh mint in my garden, and cucumbers. And I've been drinking that water, and I can't claim that it helps with belly fat, because it could be my diet that's helping my belly fat, but I certainly enjoy the different flavor with it, and I feel like it does help with it. So I'll just say that. You're making me so hungry. It's past lunchtime here. Sorry. I'm going to wrap this up because my assistant's out there starting work and I have to get started. But very excited I lost 3.5 pounds. I'm still on my weight loss journey, obviously. I'm still sticking to it. I'm much more motivated, as I continue to see how well I'm doing. I knew something was up, meaning I knew I lost a decent amount because I saw my belly go down even more. So I'm like, I'm not going to get too excited. I'll wait till I have to weigh in. And I was happy to see that, yes, I was indeed correct. In fact, the pants I'm wearing now, I love these pants. They're so comfortable. I'm not going to get up and show you my figure, so don't worry. But these pants, they used to fit really, really tight on me. And I remembered wearing them yesterday right before my sister came over, and I felt a little bit loose. Now, just for the record, my sister came over yesterday, so it pretty much has been 2 weeks, so I've lost 7 pounds. It's definitely evident in my pants. And I said to myself, is that all in my head? And when I weighed myself this morning, I knew it was not in my head. I'm like, I knew I felt these pants were looser. So that's really exciting. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. More about my weight loss journey, obviously, if you want to follow me on Instagram stories. Again, it'll be a mix of business and personal stuff. Sometimes you'll see my kids in there, etc. And of course, another update next Monday. Even though I am going on a trip Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I won't completely toss my my diet to the side. I'm definitely going to follow it. My brother plans to take me out here and there. I plan on choosing healthier options. While I am on it's not vacation, but while I am away, I want to eat whatever, but I realize I have a bigger goal, and it's so close, like literally, like, in total, I could reach my total goal in 2 months. So I want to reach it before I go to New York, and so I can eat whatever there. And so this weekend thing is long weekend's gonna be really quick. So, and it's not like he's in upstate New York. It's not like there's a whole bunch of awesome restaurants there or whatever. So I'm really gonna focus on the fact that it's not worth throwing away my diet just because I'm going away for the weekend. So anyway, guys, I will have to get to work now, and I will catch you tomorrow. Okay? Talk to you soon. Bye.